My beloved child, I call you by your dearest name, for I formed you in the quiet depths before time touched your face, and I have loved you with a tenderness beyond earthly measure. Even when doubts slip into your mind, remember that I am here, ever watchful, ever present, ever ready to lift you from the storm of uncertainty. Do not fear the shifting sands of circumstance, because my hand has shaped every moment, and my spirit breathes hope into your weary soul. I see your hidden tears, and I gently gather them as a precious offering, for each drop matters to me. Hold on to this assurance. You are never alone, because I am always with you, sheltering you in my eternal embrace. Rejoice in the promise that today carries new beginnings, and your future gleams with possibilities yet unseen. I speak now to that tender place in your heart where longing meets faith, where you yearn for a gentle voice to say, "You are cherished." Listen, for that voice is mine, and I declare that you have never been an oversight, nor an afterthought. From the dawn of creation, I envisioned a world incomplete without your spirit shining in it, for my wisdom knew the world needed your unique light. Do not linger in the shadows of past regrets or rejections, for I cast them aside with my boundless mercy. Release your burdens into my hands and let me fill the empty corners of your soul with my peace. Stand firm on this foundation. My unwavering presence surrounds you, and I commit to walk with you through every valley. Smile at the dawn, because I am the guardian of your destiny. My heart embraces your every breath, and my care extends beyond any measure of distance or time, shaping the path beneath your feet with unshakable purpose. Welcome my comforting arms that hold you against all harm, for I am the shield around your deepest vulnerabilities. Do not let your spirit wane under the weight of life's uncertainties, for my power breathes fresh strength into your bones whenever you falter. Hope is not a dream, but a certainty anchored in my eternal nature, and you can rest in that knowledge without fear. Claim this truth. You are my precious child, and I will never abandon you to the winds of chaos. Rejoice in me now, for I give you a future bright with heaven's blessing. I see in you a value that surpasses gold, and I call you my treasured creation, molded by my own hand to reflect a brilliance you might not yet comprehend. Perhaps you look at the mirror of your heart and see imperfections, but I implore you to see through my eyes of endless love, where no flaw can tarnish the purpose I have set within you. I shaped your gifts and strengths long before you took your first breath, filling every cell of your being with infinite potential. Do not be swayed by the loudness of voices that belittle or compare, for I, your Maker, have pronounced you worthy. Rejoice in the certainty that I delight in your existence, and I draw near whenever you whisper my name. Step forward boldly, because I have commissioned you to shine in a way only you can. There is no corner of this universe where my eyes do not follow you, nor a single moment that escapes my thoughtful watch. I rejoice in your laughter, and I weep with you in sorrow, because my heart is eternally bound to yours in a union no earthly ties can replicate. Do not underestimate the profound joy you bring me with your earnest hopes, your simple prayers, and your unwavering desire to do what is right. Your worth lies not in how others perceive you, but in the unchanging decree of my love, which pronounces you beloved in every season. Trust that I cradle your potential in my hands, eager to nurture it so it blossoms into something extraordinary. Rest in my promise that I have fashioned you to conquer the obstacles that once daunted your mind. Rise each day with confidence, because my spirit within you is steadfast and sure. I know your spirit sometimes trembles, especially when the burdens of everyday life press heavy against your heart, yet I am the firm cornerstone you can lean upon. Do not believe that your stumbling blocks define you, because I am the one who sees your quiet triumphs, the gentle turning of your heart toward compassion and your hidden acts of kindness. I scoop up every dream you have abandoned in despair, blowing fresh hope upon it, so that new life springs forth in the gardens of your future. There is no mistake, no regret, no heartbreak beyond the reach of my redemptive grace. Surrender your self-judgment and allow my perspective to wash you clean of shame. Praise the wonder of a new day, for I have shaped each sunrise to remind you of new beginnings. My arms are not short that they cannot redeem, nor is my love shallow that it cannot penetrate the deepest despair you might face. When storms rage and your eyes see only darkness, I urge you to remember that I am the light who never fades, and my mercy endures through every trial. Cling to this truth. Your identity is anchored in me, and the waves of life, though violent, cannot rip you from the refuge of my embrace. You might see only your failures, your shattered plans, or the sorrow that floods your nights, but my gaze captures the triumphs waiting to be unveiled in your life. Do not be held captive by the past, for I have fashioned you for forward motion, guiding you into fields of abundant grace. Rejoice in the knowledge that I orchestrate your steps, weaving meaning into every tear you shed. I cradle your most fragile emotions, and I protect the seeds of promise I planted within your soul, ensuring they grow even in adversity. Worry not about the uncertainty that hovers around your future, for I am the architect who knows the blueprint of every day you have yet to live. My plans for you shimmer with potential, and every challenge you face is an opportunity for my strength to be perfected in you. Do not feed on the voices that say you are less than, for my redemptive power works steadily, turning ashes into beauty and confusion into clarity. Fill your spirit with the assurance that I hold you in my palm, where no arrow of doubt can truly wound you. Take my peace, which stands firm against any storm, and let it soothe your restless mind. Behold how I treasure the details of your life, noticing even the most minor desires hidden in the corners of your heart. For my love is not partial. I reach into your pain, your regrets, your unspoken anxieties, and I whisper hope where you see only dead ends. You are my workmanship, a living mosaic fashioned to reflect my image, and I am faithful to complete the good work I began in you. Even when you feel undeserving, I stand ready to lavish new mercies upon you each day, for my compassion knows no limit. Do not box yourself into the confines of your past, because my transforming power is ever present, painting a future alive with possibilities. Rejoice in the freedom my grace bestows, and look ahead with a heart expectant for miracles. Cling to my hand as you ascend the mountains before you, understanding that every climb strengthens your spirit in ways you cannot yet fully grasp. When your knees buckle under life's demands, I am there, providing the sure footing you need to press onward. Faith is the lens through which I ask you to view your journey, so you might see beyond obstacles and glimpse my unwavering plan. Do not yield to the whisper of defeat, for my word has established you as more than a conqueror, a champion of hope in a world thirsting for light. Rest in the promise that I go before you, leveling rugged paths and securing your steps with my abiding care. Smile, for my presence hovers over you like a shield, ensuring that every trial is transformed into triumph. I urge you to remember that every challenge you face is an invitation to deeper intimacy with me, a call to discover the wells of resilience I have placed within you. Do not shy away when fear tries to envelop you, for I am there, reminding you that courage is not the absence of fear, but the resolve to trust me despite it. In the quiet corners of your daily struggles, my sustaining power manifests in ways you often overlook, guiding your every thought and breath. Bless those moments of confusion, for they pave the way for your greater reliance on me, aligning your will with my greater purpose. Release the condemnation that tries to bind you, because my forgiveness washes over every genuine repentance. Rejoice in the knowledge that even your weakest prayers ascend to my throne, and I delight in your willingness to seek me. I am well acquainted with the loneliness that creeps into your nights, and I assure you that my hand reaches into the darkest valleys to light the path before you. Do not let isolation convince you that I have turned away, because I never slumber or grow weary of your cries. When you find yourself surrounded by silent walls, I stand in that quiet with you, wrapping you in my ceaseless embrace. Look to me as the anchor for your vulnerable heart, and you will find that my grace covers you like a gentle cloak. My strength remains unshaken by your uncertainties, and my spirit dwells in the unspoken corners of your being. Sing praises for my enduring commitment to remain at your side, for such faithfulness never wanes. I hear the whisper of your regrets, the echo of opportunities you believe slipped away, yet I remind you that I restore what was lost. Do not wallow in the mistakes behind you, for I am the God of second chances, third chances, and countless fresh starts. Pour out your burdens to me, trusting that my kindness extends far beyond any failure you might perceive. Each day is a new chapter where my mercies abound, enabling you to rise from the ashes of remorse into the light of renewed purpose. Fear, no condemnation, for I hold you with a compassion that sees past your errors and focuses on the masterpiece of your potential. Grow in gratitude, for your story is being rewritten by my hand of love. My heart resonates with your longing to be heard and understood, and I beckon you to speak candidly to me, withholding nothing. When sorrow weighs on your spirit, my shoulders are broad enough to carry that grief, and my comfort is deep enough to soothe every ache. Do not doubt that I notice the silent tears you shed when no one else is watching, for I am intimately aware of every unspoken detail of your soul. Linger in the healing presence I offer, where shame and regret cannot stand, and let my grace unravel the knots of worry in your mind. Embrace the softness of my voice, which calls you to release your pain into my capable hands. Rejoice, for I am here to heal, to restore, and to make you whole again. You who wrestle with burdens unseen, take heart, for I have walked the path of human sorrow and understand your trials intimately. I am not distant or disinterested. My compassion is as vast as the oceans and as intimate as a mother cradling her child. Do not assume that I stand aloof, for I stoop down to meet your need, stoop so low that I share in your struggles and your daily tribulations. Faith is the key that unlocks the storehouse of my promises, and hope is the rope that pulls you through despair. Pour your anxieties into my cup, and watch as I transform them into sweet testimonies of deliverance. Hold on to me, for I am your companion, unwavering in love and mighty in salvation. I watch over you with an attentiveness that never fades, and I write blessings in places you might least expect them. Even in the weariness that engulfs you during the hustle of daily life, I appoint moments of deep calm, urging you to breathe in my serenity. Do not let discouragement dig its claws into your heart, because your life's narrative is still unfolding under my caring direction. I am your portion, the steady resource that never diminishes, filling your spirit with perseverance when the world demands more than you feel capable of giving. Know that I see the unspoken dreams you tucked away, the silent wishes your heart still clings to, and I nurture them with my unfailing love. Rejoice in the seed of faith growing within you, for it will blossom into a harvest of miracles. There are times you wonder if anyone truly notices your longing for belonging, but I assure you that my eyes watch your every step. I care about your smallest joys and your greatest triumphs, cherishing each moment you turn your heart toward compassion and mercy. Do not believe the lie that you are insignificant, for my design in you is purposeful and strategic, impacting the world in ways you cannot imagine. My spirit resonates in your soul, urging you to stand tall and illuminate the path for others who wander in darkness. Even your quiet acts of kindness echo through the corridors of my divine plan, weaving threads of comfort into places that hunger for hope. Smile, my beloved, for you are a radiant part of my unfolding tapestry. Listen when I say that your tears are not wasted, for they water the soil where future blessings will grow. I am the gardener who tends to your life with meticulous care, pruning away the doubts that hinder your growth and nurturing the blossoms of faith. Do not let despair convince you that your present hardships define your final outcome, because my power to resurrect hope knows no boundaries. Trust that I am orchestrating a transformation you might not see immediately, but in due season will become evident. Be patient with yourself, for I am infinitely patient with you, guiding your heart toward deeper trust. Celebrate the seeds of grace I have planted, for in time they will bear fruit beyond your wildest dreams. Your quiet prayers, uttered in the stillness of midnight, are like sweet incense rising before my throne, and I treasure each word. I am pleased not by perfection, but by sincere hearts that open themselves to my refining love. Do not believe that the eloquence of your speech matters more than the posture of your soul, for I delight in honest confessions and genuine worship. Rest in me when your own strength fails, confident that my boundless might is available to uplift your weary spirit. In this fellowship of prayer, you discover the peace that transcends your limited understanding. Hold fast to hope, for every sigh of desperation is heard and answered according to my perfect timing. I am the rock upon which you stand, and though the gusts of adversity may blow fiercely, they cannot uproot the foundation I have laid for you. When you fear the unknown, remember that I have walked ahead, preparing each step in love and with divine care. Do not collapse under the weight of anxiety, for my shoulders are broad enough to bear the burdens you surrender. Surrender is not defeat. It is the gateway to freedom, where my strength supplants your weakness and my wisdom guides your uncertainty. Trust that I refine you in trials, purifying your faith like gold tested in fire, making you shine with newfound resilience. Sing praises for the wonders still unfolding, for my plans for you are good and full of promise. I invite you to speak to me as a friend, to bare your heart without reservation, because my ears are attentive to your every syllable. Even when you stumble in your words or question my ways, I am patient, for I cherish every moment you spend in my presence. Do not carry your wounds in solitude. Let my healing love mend each hidden bruise, each memory that still causes your spirit to ache. Pour out your anxieties, your regrets, your hidden shames, and let me replace them with the warmth of my unchanging acceptance. Know that I delight in your honesty, and I hold no condemnation for those who genuinely seek my light. Rejoice in the power of divine friendship, for I will never turn my face from you. I am the lamp that illuminates your path, a guiding light that dispels the darkest corners of confusion that cloud your journey. When your mind is torn by conflicting desires and the pressure of expectations, I provide clarity that surpasses human logic. Do not cling to solutions shaped solely by your own understanding, for my perspective is far broader than any horizon you can envision. There is safety in my counsel, a refuge from the illusions and deceptions that attempt to distract you from your true purpose. Gravitate toward prayerful reflection, where my spirit whispers direction and calm into your racing thoughts. Smile in the security of my guidance, for I steer you toward a future luminous with possibility. Sometimes you weigh your accomplishments against others, yet I am calling you to see that your story follows a timeline uniquely sculpted for you. Do not allow envy or insecurity to rob you of the joy found in your personal journey, because I measure success with a scale built on love and perseverance. Embrace the lane I have set before you, for in due course the fruit of your endurance will be sweeter than you imagined. I rejoice each time you grow in compassion, each time you extend grace, each time you overcome resentment with forgiveness. Cling to the vision I have placed in your heart, no matter how small it seems, for I will nurture it into full bloom. Anticipate a harvest of abundant blessings, for I honor the faithful steps you take in alignment with my will. Let me remind you that every trial you encounter serves as fertile ground for the seeds of a greater triumph. I am the one who turns mourning into dancing, weaving unexpected blessings into your narrative when all appears lost. Do not grow weary when the night seems unending, for morning always breaks, and my faithfulness never fails. Lean on me, trusting that I shape each hardship into a tool that refines your character, forging perseverance within your spirit. Recognize the spiritual muscles you develop through adversity, which empower you to face the road ahead with unwavering hope. Praise the metamorphosis that arises from difficulty, for my grace is sufficient to turn even your deepest pain into a source of renewed life. I know that in moments of heartbreak, you question my purposes, but my love remains your anchor, holding you steady through emotional storms. When betrayal pierces your spirit or unexpected loss scars your soul, I gather each broken piece into my gentle hands. Do not believe that ruin has the final word, for I can rebuild your life's framework stronger than before. Trust that I heal in layers, mending not only what is visible but also the hidden wounds that bleed in silence. Linger in my presence as you recuperate, letting my comfort bathe your rawness and my promise cultivate healing. Welcome the truth that you are not irreparable, for I am the architect of resurrection and renewal. I am the voice that cuts through the noise of condemnation you sometimes direct at yourself, gently speaking life where you utter defeat. Do not fall for the lie that you must face condemnation from me, for I sent my grace to triumph over guilt and shame. You, my beloved, need only open your heart to the mercy that pours forth, cleansing every wrongdoing. The cross stands as an eternal reminder of my willingness to love you beyond measure, paying the highest cost for your redemption. Rejoice that no sin or shortfall outstrips the bounds of my forgiveness, and no regret is too deep for my healing waters. Bask in the relief of unearned favor, assured that my grace provides a fresh canvas for your tomorrow. Fear not the obstacles that loom, for I walk beside you as a mighty defender, a shield that quenches the arrows of discouragement. When you confront giants of doubt or the looming specter of uncertainty, remember my past faithfulness. Do not forget the days when my hand guided you through confusion and delivered you to safe ground, nor the moments I whispered truth into your turmoil. Cling to my memory of your past triumphs, letting them fortify your resolve for the battles yet to come. I am the same God who parted seas and closed the lions' mouths, and my power is not diminished by the age you live in. Rejoice, for in your confrontation with fear, you will witness my victory once again. I gently remind you that your identity does not hinge on fleeting achievements or possessions. You are a child of the King, endowed with eternal significance. Do not anchor your worth in the passing applause of others, for human praise is as fickle as the wind. Store your treasure in my eternal kingdom, where neither rust nor decay can claim it, and let your motives be fueled by a heart aligned with my love. When disappointment surfaces, consider it a moment to recalibrate, remembering that my endorsement of you remains unchanging. Smile at the wonder that your name is engraved on my heart, a sign of your lasting place in my infinite kingdom. Take confidence that you are precious to me, not for what you do, but for who you are in my design. I wish for you to step forward boldly, unafraid of the unknown paths that lie ahead, for my plan unfolds in every step you take by faith. Question: not your ability to stand when tests arise, for my empowering spirit fuels your resilience. I am close to you in every conflict, overshadowing your shortcomings with my complete adequacy, bridging the gap between what you have and what you need. Do not succumb to defeatist thinking, for within you dwells a spark of my divine authority, capable of surmounting life's greatest obstacles. Turn your anxieties into petitions of trust, letting my peace replace the tension that keeps you awake at night. Rejoice that my presence is a never-failing compass, guiding you through every terrain. Child of my heart, I see your hidden yearnings for deeper spiritual fulfillment, for a life that resonates with lasting meaning. Do not chase after illusions of satisfaction in material realms, for only my presence can fill the void that aches within you. Press your ear to my voice found in Scripture and in the quiet stirrings of your conscience, and allow my words to shape your perspective. When temptation beckons you away, cling to the truths you have learned, letting them be the lamp that exposes the trap of hollow pursuits. Embrace true freedom in sanctification, discovering that no worldly thrill compares to the peace found in communion with me. Glow with holy contentment, assured that as you seek me, you will find fullness of joy. I am not a distant deity, indifferent to your struggles. On the contrary, I walk with you, feeling every tear and celebrating every victory. Trust that even your hesitations, your stumbles, can be stepping stones toward deeper intimacy with me. Do not measure your spiritual progress by perfection, but by the authenticity of your pursuit. When you bring your confusion, your doubts, and your questions to me, I honor your transparency and shape your spirit with truth. Lean on my wisdom, which surpasses human intellect and sees the greater picture of your life's mosaic. Smile at the thought that my arms are always open, ready to catch you whenever you leap in faith. Do not be afraid to rest in my promises, for I, who formed the cosmos and breathed life into your lungs, am more than capable of sustaining you. When the demands of life stretch you thin, draw near to me, and I will refresh your soul in ways no worldly comfort can match. Notice how nature itself testifies to my faithfulness. As surely as the sun rises each day, so do my mercies greet you each morning. Enter my presence with the simplicity of a child, unguarded and filled with wonder, trusting that I do not turn you away. Rejoice that my grace is not a reward for the strong, but a blanket of compassion draped over those who admit their need. Walk forward in confidence, for I stand with you, unwavering as the eternal rock. I urge you to remember that the storms of life do not rage beyond my jurisdiction. I am sovereign over winds and waves alike. When sudden tempests arise, saturating your heart with anxiety, anchor yourself in my unwavering promises. Do not set your gaze solely on the churning waters, for my voice calls you to rise above the turmoil, walking in faith on seemingly impossible ground. Cling to the knowledge that my love for you extends beyond the horizon of your understanding, and in that love rests your greatest security. Embrace the lessons that storms impart, for they refine your faith, purging doubt and revealing the strength found in my name. Praise me in the midst of the thunder, for I am the one who can silence it with a word. I say to you, you are set apart, holy in my sight, not by your own merits, but by my relentless pursuit and sanctifying grace. Do not shrink from the boldness of this identity, for I equip the called with every resource needed to accomplish my will. Hold fast to the transformation already underway, believing that the seeds of righteousness I planted are nurtured daily through my Spirit's presence. When guilt tries to chain you, break free by recalling that my perfect sacrifice has once and for all canceled the debt you could never pay. Stand tall in the garment of my righteousness, reflecting the brilliance of my holiness to those around you. Rejoice, for I make you new each day, writing a story of redemption that glorifies me. There is no wound I cannot mend, no heartache I cannot comfort, for I am the great physician, healing even the deepest fractures. Do not lose hope when medical diagnoses or mental strife appear insurmountable, because my hand moves where science halts. Believe that miracles still manifest, for my power has never dimmed, nor my compassion grown cold. Invite me into the places of your life you deem broken, and watch how I carefully stitch them back together with my steadfast love. Resist the lie that you must solve everything on your own, because I delight in carrying the burdens that weigh you down. Rejoice in the assurance that my healing streams flow endlessly, ready to restore body, mind, and spirit. I am your provider, fully aware of your financial strains, your vocational uncertainties, and your daily bread needs. When scarcity looms, trust that my resources exceed every limitation of the physical realm, and I can multiply even the smallest offering. Do not measure your security by worldly standards, for I alone hold the key to true abundance, both in material and spiritual aspects. Offer your labor, your time, your efforts unto me, and I will bless the work of your hands, infusing it with purpose and fruitfulness. Remember how I fed multitudes with mere loaves and fish. Likewise, I can expand your resources to meet every genuine requirement. Smile in hope, for as you seek my kingdom first, all your needs will be graciously supplied. Come to me with the burdens of family discord, relational strife, or isolation that gnaws at your spirit, and I will show you a path to reconciliation. I understand the tensions that arise in your closest bonds, and I stand ready to pour healing oil on wounded hearts. Do not give way to bitterness, for it poisons your soul and distances you from the harmony I desire for your life. Ask me for the humility to forgive, the patience to listen, and the courage to love without reservation. Yield your pride, allowing my gentle spirit to move through you as a peacemaker, transforming resentment into understanding. Rejoice when unity prevails, for it testifies to my redemptive power at work in your midst. I witness your weariness in the face of societal challenges, injustice, and the chaos that so often pervades the world around you. Do not despair, for I remain the righteous King who brings order out of confusion, and my kingdom shall stand forever. I call you to be a beacon of compassion, extending love where hatred persists, and generosity where greed abounds. Allow me to equip you with courage to speak truth gracefully, championing those who have no voice. Remember that I judge with perfect equity, and one day all wrongs shall be righted in the fullness of my time. Hold on to hope, for I empower you to make a difference, sowing seeds of goodness in a field thirsting for justice. Cast your anxieties on me, trusting that my shoulders can bear every concern, and my eyes see solutions you have yet to imagine. When your plans unravel, rejoice that my plan remains steadfast, shaped by perfect wisdom and fueled by unending love. Do not hesitate to invite me into the complexity of your decisions, for I bring clarity that dissolves confusion and light that exposes deception. Yield your attempts to control every outcome, discovering the relief that accompanies wholehearted surrender to my sovereignty. Remember that I work all things together for the good of those who love me, weaving even disappointments into a grander tapestry. Smile in faith, confident that your story continues to unfold under my watchful guidance. I remind you that faith without action lies dormant, so arise and put your trust into motion by aligning your life with my instructions. Do not be paralyzed by the fear of failing, for I celebrate the sincere efforts you make in pursuit of my will. Obedience is the avenue through which blessings often flow, opening doors of opportunity where you previously saw walls. Take each step believing I walk beside you, ready to lift you if you stumble and correct your course when needed. Consider the stories of old, where ordinary people became vessels of my mighty works through simple steps of obedience. Rejoice, for as you act in faith, you draw closer to my heart and watch miracles unfurl in your path. There is a warmth in my presence that surpasses every comfort the world can offer, and I beckon you to dwell in that place continually. Do not relegate me to occasional encounters or fleeting devotions. Open your heart in every moment and watch the ordinary transform into the sacred. When you integrate me into your daily tasks, you invite my spirit to infuse wisdom and kindness into every interaction. Embrace the wonder of constant fellowship, where your thoughts become prayers and your breath becomes worship. Trust that in this abiding intimacy, you will discover deeper truths about your purpose and my unfathomable love. Rest in the stillness of my companionship, where you will find all the peace you have been longing for. Now I speak to the fatigue that sometimes envelops you, the mental exhaustion that robs your joy and leaves you restless. Do not believe you must earn my approval through ceaseless activity, for I also created rest as a gift to revive your soul. When your mind is cluttered with tasks and your spirit is drained, come away with me to a quiet space where my presence recharges you. Allow my word to refresh your perspective, revealing priorities that matter in the light of eternity. Trust that even when you pause, I continue working behind the scenes for your benefit. Rejoice in the renewal that comes through holy rest, for in those moments, you discover the gentle rhythms of my sustaining grace. I am the source of true identity, reminding you that you do not need to chase validation from people or accomplishments. Do not place your self-esteem on the shaky foundation of public opinion or social status, for such affirmations are fleeting. Recognize that I have already stamped my image upon you, granting you a value that surpasses every earthly metric. Surrender the pressure to conform and let my character shine through you, reflecting patience, kindness, and resilience. Know that your uniqueness is a treasure, entrusted to you to bless those around you and glorify my name. Smile at the thought that your existence itself is a testament to my creativity, and embrace the freedom that accompanies this truth. Your heart cries out for love that stands firm against the storms of betrayal and heartbreak, and I am the wellspring of that everlasting devotion. Do not settle for superficial affections that vanish when trials emerge, for my love endures through every season. Open yourself to the fullness of my grace, which rebuilds trust and mends the scars inflicted by human frailty. When you yield to my embrace, you will find a steadfast anchor for your emotions, an unbreakable bond that keeps you steady in the fiercest gales. Breathe in the assurance that my love remains consistent even when you falter or when circumstances shift drastically. Rejoice that you are enveloped in a covenant that cannot fail, for I have pledged my faithfulness to you. I see how you sometimes harbor regrets over missed opportunities, words left unsaid, or kindness withheld. Do not drown in the guilt of the past, for I hold the key to redeeming time lost. Reach out in reconciliation where possible, make amends in sincerity, and watch how I breathe life into relationships thought dormant. When you see a broken situation, do not assume finality, for my resurrecting power can surprise you in the places where you least expect. Stand amazed as I transform emptiness into abundance, resurrecting hopes and dreams you believed were gone. Smile at the knowledge that nothing is too far gone for me to restore, and glean peace from my boundless grace. I urge you to pour out your confessions in prayer, for the act of sharing your burdens with me unlocks the healing you crave. Do not allow shame to build walls between us. My arms remain open, welcoming your honesty, no matter how raw or painful. Discover how mercy covers your errors and lifts the yoke of condemnation from your shoulders, granting you newness of spirit. When repentance stirs your heart, rejoice that I am quick to forgive, erasing the record of wrongdoing with everlasting kindness. Yield to my correction, and watch how I mold your character to mirror my own, turning stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Rejoice that in my presence, transformation is always possible, and hope is never in vain. I am the one who places spiritual gifts and talents within you, each designed to reflect my glory and bless others in your sphere of influence. Do not hide these gifts out of fear or false humility, for I intend them to shine brightly as a testament to my abundant creativity. Step beyond your comfort zone, trusting that my Spirit empowers you to flourish in ways you never thought possible. When you offer your time and abilities back to me, I multiply their impact, creating ripples of blessing far beyond your immediate vision. Align your passions with my purpose and see how fulfillment springs forth like a well of living water. Smile as you discover the joy of serving, for in giving, you receive a deeper sense of connection to me and others. I encourage you to remain watchful for the subtle guidance of my Spirit, manifested in the stirring of your conscience or the gentle nudge of conviction. Do not harden your heart when you sense my prompting, for that small voice often leads to great adventures of faith. Embrace the unexpected turns in your journey, understanding that my ways are higher than your own and yield blessings you cannot yet comprehend. When you sense hesitation, remind yourself that I do not steer you toward destruction, but toward growth and the unfolding of my divine plans. Open your eyes to the signs of my handiwork around you, for I paint your world with reminders of my presence each day. Rejoice in the privilege of fellowship with me, for it opens realms of blessing beyond your wildest dreams. I understand how the demands of society can exhaust your mind, how headlines and pressures fuel a deep yearning for peace. Do not be consumed by the flood of bad news, for I remain the ultimate arbiter of history, guiding the fate of nations. Remember that true peace does not come from external stability, but from abiding in my unshakable kingdom. When the chaos intensifies, center your spirit in my promises, allowing my word to overshadow the clamor of discord. Breathe in my serenity, for I am the Prince of Peace, ever ready to impart calm to your troubled heart. Find refuge in this unwavering truth. No turmoil surpasses my power to bring lasting harmony. I watch with delight when you extend grace to others, for such acts mirror my heart, conveying my essence to a hurting world. Do not hold on to resentment, for bitterness imprisons the soul, while forgiveness opens the door to my healing power. When you grant pardon to those who wrong you, you participate in my redemptive work, offering a glimpse of my unconditional mercy. Allow the streams of compassion I have poured into you to overflow, refreshing those who suffer under burdens of guilt and shame. Remember that by practicing forgiveness, you also relieve your own heart of corrosive anger, stepping into greater freedom. Rejoice in this reflection of my character, for as you show mercy, so shall you receive it in even greater measure. I call you to a spirit of hope, urging you to anticipate good things in the days ahead, for my benevolence surpasses every boundary. When you look at the horizon, see not just the potential for hardship, but the likelihood of my grace revealing itself in unexpected ways. Do not let cynicism overshadow your capacity for faith, because I am always doing a new work, forging pathways where none seemed possible. Press on with optimism, trusting that I have laid out blessings and encounters that will stretch your faith and deepen your joy. Each dawn arrives with fresh mercies, a testament to my relentless pursuit of your well-being. Smile at the thought that your story continues to unfold under the canopy of my everlasting favor. Open your heart to the possibility that your future holds wonders orchestrated by my hand, greater than any plans you craft on your own. I delight in surprising my children with gifts beyond their imagination, revealing the abundance of my kingdom. Do not lock your mind in skepticism or self-doubt, for such limitations are overshadowed by my infinite capability. Trust that I have fashioned you for a specific calling, and every twist in your path is a segment of my flawless design. Stand on the promise that I complete what I begin, and I have certainly begun a transformative work in you. Glorify me by confidently stepping into the tomorrow I have prepared, unafraid of potential setbacks. I bid you to place your anxieties into my hands, for I care for you more deeply than you can fathom. When storms rumble in the distance, rest in the knowledge that I guard your welfare and have resources to calm every tempest. Do not let your heart be weighed down by the demands of the day or the gloom of what might go wrong. Look to the testimonies of those I have led through peril and glean courage for your own life's obstacles. Nurture a spirit of thanksgiving, for gratitude shifts your focus from lack to the abundance found in my provision. Rejoice that each worry you release becomes an invitation for my peace to reign in your heart. I am aware of the nights you grapple with restlessness, your mind racing with unresolved concerns and tangled to-do lists. When those shadows descend, speak my name softly, and let my presence usher in the stillness your soul craves. Do not underestimate the power of a whispered prayer that calls me into the storms of your imagination. Surrender your intellect to my guidance, trusting that I orchestrate solutions beyond your current comprehension. Choose to let go of the illusions of control, welcoming my perfect wisdom to shape your next steps. Embrace the tranquility that my spirit offers, discovering how genuine peace envelops you the moment you yield to my care. I promise you that, in due time, you will witness the fulfillment of my words, for I am not slow in keeping my promises, though sometimes your patience wavers. When the waiting feels interminable, remember that seasons exist for growth, and I cultivate your endurance in the soil of delay. Do not despair in the meantime, for your faith in my perfect timing brings forth blessings that exceed even the best human calculations. Stir up a spirit of expectancy, celebrating the small signs of progress and the glimpses of my orchestration. Elevate your prayer life during these in-between moments, discovering that intimacy with me flourishes in the waiting room. Smile, for you will not be put to shame, and my faithfulness will ultimately shine like the noonday sun. I assure you that no condemnation from others can stand firm against my vindication, for I alone am judge, and my verdict is anchored in love. When critics mislabel your motives or misunderstand your heart, let me be the one who defends your integrity. Do not lash out or harbor resentment. Instead, return harshness with kindness, modeling the grace I have generously shown you. Remember how I stood silent before accusers, trusting the Father's plan to exonerate truth in its proper time. Be confident that your sincerity and uprightness, rooted in me, will prevail despite the murkiness of human opinion. Rejoice, for my honor shields you, and my truth illuminates the path of righteousness. I am drawing you into a deeper awareness of my presence through prayer, urging you to converse with me as constantly as you breathe. When you make time for silent communion with me, you open your heart to my whispers, receiving reassurance that wards off despair. Do not complicate prayer with rituals or lengthy phrases. Speak to me from the wellspring of your spirit, and I will respond. Embrace the power of intercession not just for yourself, but for those around you, witnessing how my mercy reaches them through your pleas. Stay vigilant in the practice of gratitude, acknowledging my gifts in each moment, no matter how small they seem. Praise me in the morning, at noon, and in the quiet hush of night, for I am worthy of your every breath. I invite you to step out of your comfort zone in acts of kindness, generosity, and daring compassion, reflecting my love in tangible ways. Do not wait for permission from the world, for I have already commissioned you to shine as a beacon in every sphere you occupy. Seek the wounded, the marginalized, the lonely, bringing them the warmth of my presence through your caring deeds. When you find yourself weary or lacking resources, recall that I multiply whatever is surrendered into my hands, turning scarcity into abundance. Delight in the awareness that as you serve others, you also experience deeper fellowship with me. Rejoice in the unstoppable ripple effect of selfless acts, for they spread my light in places you may never physically tread. I remind you that I designed you for community, for a shared journey of faith where burdens are halved and joys are doubled. When isolation tempts you, remember how I established a spiritual family, calling each member to encourage, exhort, and uplift one another. Do not think you must bear your trials alone. Humble yourself to receive support and generously offer companionship to those in need. Cherish the sacred fellowship that blossoms where my love is demonstrated, forging bonds that transcend cultural, generational, or social barriers. Honor the diversity within my body, recognizing that each person carries a piece of my image. Celebrate the unity that flourishes in mutual respect, for it reflects the perfect harmony I share with my creation. I am not blind to the weariness you feel when prayers seem unanswered, and I vow that not a single tear you shed goes unnoticed. When frustration threatens to harden your heart, press closer to me, seeking solace in my word, which remains unshakable. Do not conclude that silence means indifference, for my timing operates with divine precision, orchestrating every detail for ultimate good. Linger in hopeful expectation, turning your worries into worship, and you will find that my grace is sufficient in every gap. Remember the testimonies of the faithful who waited long yet rejoiced doubly in the harvest that followed. Smile, for your prayers rise like incense, and I hold each petition with utmost care. I now speak blessing upon you, that you might anchor your soul in my promises, unwavering through the shifting sands of life. Carry with you the knowledge that my heart overflows with a love so vast it fills every void, so deep it reaches every sorrow. When doubt attempts to rear its head, recall that my covenant stands firm, a bond no power can sever. Boldly claim the future I have ordained for you, one brimming with possibilities and radiant in hope, for I withhold no good thing from my children. Stay in my embrace, for there is no safer place, no sweeter refuge, no greater satisfaction than dwelling under my shadow. Rejoice, for I have led you this far, and I shall see you through every tomorrow. I reiterate my unchanging commitment to your well-being, reminding you that nothing, neither trial nor triumph, can separate you from my love. When you are tempted to question your worth, return to the unassailable truth that I purchased your freedom at great cost. Choose to dwell on the magnitude of grace poured out for you, freeing you from condemnation and planting you in eternal security. Do not let any voice, internal or external, drown out the chorus of heavenly approval singing over your life. Rest in the certainty that your story is precious to me, each chapter guided by my hand, each page inked with my faithfulness. Smile at the horizon, because the best chapters are yet to unfold. My love will never fade, nor my commitment waver, for I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, and my spirit covers you in every season. Walk confidently into the days ahead, trusting that my presence sanctifies your path, turning barren ground into fertile soil. Do not hold back from dreaming, planning, or believing for greater things, for my power extends beyond the boundaries of human limitation. Allow faith to illuminate your footsteps, revealing the stepping stones I have laid in places you once thought impassable. Honor me by cultivating gratitude and joy, letting your testimony shine as evidence of my work in your life. Rejoice in your destiny, for I have orchestrated each moment with purposeful design, intending your ultimate good. I bless you, my dear one, with the fullness of my peace, that you may rest in the knowledge that I remain your constant companion. Hold fast to the belief that I am your unwavering fortress, unyielding to the storms that batter human fortitude. When hardships arise, recall my promise that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, for my shield encircles your vulnerability. Welcome my presence into your daily routines, your conflicts, and your celebrations, inviting my grace to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Release your fears into my capable hands, where they can no longer fester, but are eclipsed by my enduring love. Smile, for I have already seen the victorious outcome, and my plans encompass a glorious resolution. I declare my affection over your life, a covenant that outlasts any trial, outshines any doubt, and outlives any mortal boundary. You are never forsaken, and each obstacle is merely another opportunity for me to demonstrate the might of my outstretched arm. Do not be troubled by the unknown, for my sovereignty guides every detail, weaving them into a tapestry that proclaims my glory. Let your faith be unwavering, your heart unshaken, as you trust in the unstoppable force of my devotion. Embrace the knowledge that my love is the sum of all I am, extended into every breath you take. Rejoice, for I have promised you a future brimming with hope, rooted in my steadfast mercy. I endorse your life with my blessing, urging you to walk forward in confidence, because you are enveloped in the canopy of my faithfulness. Receive the spiritual strength to face adversity with calm assurance, knowing I orchestrate the best outcomes on your behalf. Do not forget to nourish your soul daily with my word, for it sustains you more than bread, more than any fleeting satisfaction. Linger in reverent worship, letting my presence saturate your inner being, restoring clarity where confusion abounds. Remember that every gift, every talent, every ounce of wisdom ultimately points to my glory, and in that humility, find immeasurable joy. Smile as you journey onward, for I walk with you, and with my guidance, every valley is surmountable. I conclude by reminding you that my love is not a passing emotion but an eternal promise, sealed by the sacrifice that forever atoned for your faults. Look beyond your circumstances to the horizon where my goodness dawns anew each day, painting the sky with optimism. Do not lose sight of the truth that I remain mightier than any obstacle, stronger than any doubt, kinder than any heartbreak. Treasure the companionship we share, one that transcends time and space, echoing into eternity with unwavering hope. Have courage to believe that your finest days are still ahead, wrapped in my unwavering kindness and unstoppable grace. Radiate with the expectation of my unending care, for in my kingdom, despair cannot persist. I embrace you with unshakable devotion, pledging my presence as you stand at the threshold of new beginnings and uncharted adventures. Release your hold on fears that have anchored you in stagnant waters, and let faith propel you into the open sea of possibility. Do not assume that the challenges you face outsize my capacity to guide you through, for I have parted seas and leveled mountains before. Breathe in the promise that each breath is a gift, each moment another stage on which my love unfolds a greater story. Cease doubting your potential when it is fused with my power, for I do not call you to a life of mediocrity, but of divine impact. Rejoice in my final words here. I love you beyond measure, and your future shines with my abiding brilliance.